Jonathan Knight here with Detroit Sports Media. Jason Ross inside Little Caesars Arena. It's Hockey Day in America, and there's no better way to kick it off than a women's hockey game here as USA is going to take on Canada.
Oh yeah, one of the more incredible rivalries in all of sports, something you look forward to every year. Hoping that this becomes an annual thing. It's the inaugural rivalry series, and we have game 3. It's the rubber match because it's 1-1 coming into today, and we couldn't have asked for a better setup.
When we look at this game, Jason, you look at the matchup between these two teams. You take it back to Tuesday night. It was a defensive battle, and the only goal came from Hilary Knight, and tremendous job by both goaltenders, but it was USA with 33 saves and the one goal from Hilary Knight. We fast forward to Thursday night, Jason, and let's talk about that game because it was a true battle with Canada kicking it off.
Oh yeah, so Thursday night was more about the goal scoring, at least in the first period, than it was about the goalkeeping in comparison to London on Tuesday. On Thursday, you had 5 first-period goals, which isn't really typical of the history between these teams, and the penalties had a lot to do with that. So one of my keys for today, I'm looking toward seeing how clean of a game this is in comparison to the game on Thursday, especially for the Americans. You know, afterwards, head coach Bob Corkum said that we were down a player far too often, particularly in the second period, to really play our game and hit our stride. On the other side, Canadian coach Perry Pern said that he felt, you know, if you typically win a special teams game, then you oftentimes win the hockey game, and that's what happened. I'm also looking to the speed of Team Canada. They did a really nice job of continuously moving their feet. They put pressure on the American defense, and that was certainly a noticeable cause in all the penalties that the Americans had to take. I believe it ended up being 6, and the Canadians struck twice, and they were all really decent power plays. And then Marie-Philippe Poulin, the captain of Canada, known as Captain Canada, she typically has a good game, played very well on Thursday in Toronto, so I'm not going to be surprised if she goes out and plays her game. And then can the Canadians slow down at least the big line for the Americans, Decker, Coyne, and Knight, because as you know, they can be pretty lethal. And then, like you said, the passion of this game, gotta love it. Like I said, it's 1-1, and now we're here in Detroit on American soil. It's been almost a year now since the Americans defeated the Canadians in that memorable shootout in Pyeongchang. So the emotions boiled over a bit at the end in game 2. Man, I'm getting chills just talking about it. Can't wait.
It should be an exciting one today. We should have a good packed house crowd here. Doors open up here shortly at Little Caesars Arena. And we're going to see a lot of girls teams, a lot of the women's teams here. What does this event do, the 3-game series, do for women in hockey?
Man, you saw that definitely in the crowd at Scotiabank Arena. A lot of youth teams. Obviously, the game is at a peak there all year round. But I think throughout here, getting attention to the game, because it doesn't matter what gender you are, it doesn't matter how old you are. If you're a hockey fan, you love to watch it at a high level. And this is undoubtedly going to be a very, very high level of action today between the best in the world. And a lot of these girls out there, actually, some of them are teammates. So that's an interesting aspect too. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You're gonna see, how the crowd looks. Got a lot of youth teams here. That should be a fun aspect of it. Gotta love sports, and this is it.
Yeah, it's a doubleheader here as the Wings will play this afternoon here. We'll have all that coverage here on DetroitSportsMedia.com. When you look at this, Jason, and when you think of this needs to continue, we talked about this upstairs prior to coming down here about how they hope they continue doing this every year. And I'm excited. I watched Tuesday's game. I saw Thursday's. Thursday's kept me on the edge of my seat. I don't know about you, but I'm really thinking this game today will keep the fans from both USA and Canada, or as they say, our brothers to the north, and hey, where we're standing, they're to the south. And we'll see what they do as fans will pile in here to Little Caesars Arena here for a noon puck drop on Hockey Day in America. And I know you got the Canada side and I've got the USA side of things, but it should be a true battle here in Hockey Town, USA. Jonathan Knight, Jason Ross for DetroitSportsMedia.com. We'll get back with you guys after the game here from Little Caesars Arena.